Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Grodnick here to talk with you a little bit about claim evidence paragraph writing, otherwise known as academic writing. This is the kind of writing that you would do in an academic or school setting or maybe a professional setting, maybe like a college application, a job application. Basically in 7th grade, we introduce you to this claim evidence paragraph writing. But what I want you to know, and what's really important, is that really it's just paragraph writing. You've learned how to write a paragraph. You have probably learned this skill in maybe 3rd grade, 2nd grade even, 4th grade. And we're just reviewing the skill, but changing the terms a little bit. So probably when you learned about paragraph writing, you learned to make a topic sentence and then to add reasons, or maybe sometimes they're called support sentences. Well, a claim is just what we call a reason. So a claim sentence is a reason your topic sentence is true. And most paragraphs need at least 2 claims, a minimum of 2 reasons your topic sentence is true to make it a pretty good paragraph. So think of claims as reasons. They back up your topic. Evidence is sometimes called proof, but really, evidence are examples. Anything that helps your reader visualize or agree with you, okay? You can use a quote from a story as evidence. You can use a fact that you find. You can even use a personal example, which is probably something you've used in the past, that backs up or explains what you're trying to say. So here's the interesting part. Evidence comes after your claim. So first you give a reason, and then you give an example to back up that reason. Evidence comes after claim. One way to kind of boost your paragraph writing is to add more than one evidence. So you can totally add 2 quotes. You can add 2 facts. You can add 2 personal examples. They just can't stray off topic, and they for sure should not repeat the claim. Okay? Evidence should add an example or an explanation, but not repeat anything, okay? When you add evidence, you basically do your topic sentence, give a reason, and then add the evidence after that claim. It sort of follows an order, which I'll show you in a second. The third part of a 7th grade academic paragraph is this thing called clarification. And clarification is kind of a flex writing option, so it's a challenge to yourself if you want to expand your writing. But it basically adds an additional sentence that explains or links your evidence back to your topic. So it follows your evidence. So let's say you give a quote as an evidence. A clarification might explain that quote, and it might tell me how does that quote actually connect back to the topic of your paragraph or your claim. So think of it as like a bridge or connecting sentence, okay? I'm going to scroll down and just kind of show you what that looks like now in a paragraph. So here's our paragraph organizer. And like any organizer, this just kind of helps your brain to make sense of where everything fits in a paragraph. So with our North Junior High organizer, each box equals 1 sentence. Okay, so each box is 1 sentence. So this is your first sentence. That's your topic sentence. Your first claim or reason is sentence number 2. Then you got to add your evidence. So your example or your quote, that's sentence number 3. Here's where you flex up. You add clarification. You explain how this quote relates back to this claim. And then you notice you've got to go back to your reason or claim number 2. And it follows the same pattern. Claim, evidence, clarification, and then you end with your clincher or your concluding sentence. So you have a really nice 8-sentence paragraph. You can always have more than 8 sentences, and that's by adding perhaps more than 1 sentence of evidence, okay, or more than 1 sentence of clarification. So you can make your paragraphs 10, 12, 15 sentences just by adding more evidence or more clarification. You'll notice one more thing. All these arrows in our organizer are supposed to be for transitional words or phrases. Okay, so I'm going to go up here now. When you have such long academic paragraphs, you need to use transitions in between those sentences to let your reader know what kind of sentences they are. So for example, when you are introducing a reason or a claim, you're going to want to use a word like first, okay, for your first claim. And then when you're ready to introduce your second claim, you would probably use second, or you could use also or another. These are all words that would come in front of your claim and they would be followed by a comma. They're part of the sentence. Before your evidence, you can add transitions like these. I really like, for instance, for example, to explain, or to illustrate. All easy ways to introduce evidence, and again, add a comma after because they're part of your evidence sentence. Clarification sentences, you can use a number of transitions. These ones work really well. In other words, to clarify, to emphasize, or this shows. And then if you are sort of flexing your writing and challenging yourself and you're going to add more than one clarification sentence, these terms here, I'm just going to change my highlighting, are really for extra clarification. Okay, so when you add another sentence of clarification. And then lastly, you always want to let the reader know when you're about to end your paragraph. So before your concluding sentence, you're going to want to choose a conclusion transition. These are all really nice. And remember, transitions always are followed by a comma. This down here really is just the same thing, but a different way to look at it, okay, and organize your thoughts. So you have all of what claim, evidence, clarification writing is. Here's our definitions. You've got all these transitions you can choose from to add as part of your sentences, okay? This organizer is what we're going to use throughout 7th grade, and actually you're going to use it in other classes as well. So it's a handy thing to kind of reflect on, review, and memorize, really, because you're going to use it often. I hope this helps. Let me show you really quick what an example finished paragraph organizer might look like. I'm just going to have to go out of Notability here. Let's see if I can find one. Okay, here's one. So this paragraph was answering the question, what is the best month of the year? Notice we have a topic sentence that answers the question. June is clearly the best month of the year. I've got some nice key words, best and month and year, because those are part of the topic. They have to be in the topic sentence. Now I've got two reasons down here. First of all, June is the best month because June is the month that school ends. So there's my claim number one. It's the month that school ends. Now everything underneath that claim has to relate to the school ending part. So here's my evidence. For example, June 4th is the last day of school in Hopkins. So that explains or gives evidence of June being the end of school. My clarification looks like this. Oopsies. No more school means more time for fun. All that's doing is explaining how the end of school makes June the best. It's just giving more information. It's clarifying for me. I hope that's my dog in the background. Koki, no. Here's my second claim. Second of all, June is the start of summer. So now all of my sentences after that claim have to kind of be about summer, okay? We've got evidence to explain. Summer officially starts on June 21st. So that's evidence, a fact that backs up my claim. And then here's my clarification. Summer includes pool parties, warm weather, and freedom. So that gives more information about this and this, but stays on that topic of summer. And then here's my clincher or my concluding sentence. Therefore, June is the best month of the year. You'll notice my clincher sentence, let me go here, looks a lot like my topic sentence. They are almost the same sentence. They say the same thing, but with different words. All right, everyone, I hope this helps you review claim evidence paragraph writing. If you have any questions, always look back at your notes, reviewing and reflecting, build those dendrites. Thanks for watching.